Welcome everybody. My name is Bram Hendrix. I'm working for RAI Automotive Industry NL. That's quite a long name. To make it simple, we are the cluster organization of the automotive and mobility ecosystem in the Netherlands, and we are based here at the automotive campus. And I'm really glad that I can tell short about our roadmap, what we are doing and how we can maybe collaborate in the future. So it's about smart and green mobility, of course, because that's what is happening in our automotive and mobility ecosystem, digitalization, decarbonization, and let's talk something about that. First of all, Christa, you talked about Amsterdam. We are also, as RAI Association, an Amsterdam company, you could say, with 9 sections. So we represent the whole mobility chain as RAI. Here in Helmond, it's the automotive industry. So we can also talk about bikes, about motorcycles, about trucks and so on, but here it's about the automotive industry, important to know. The others, my other colleagues are in Amsterdam, but we are here, and that's because of the automotive ecosystem is also here. When you look at this region with DAF Trucks and Philips, now and also in the past, of course, and there's a big automotive industry here, so that's the reason that we are here. Also, a lot of our members are here in Helmond at the automotive campus. Well, this is the most easy slide to explain to everybody who we are. A membership organization with about 190 companies, but also knowledge institutions and governments as members. And those are all, of course, Dutch companies, but some of the companies have also connections internationally. For example, Sekisui, one of our members, Mirai Data, one of our members. So it's open really to join us when you're active in the world of smart and green mobility and to work together with us and our companies. Maybe you think the automotive industry and the Netherlands, what is exactly the connection? Because we don't have the big Mercedes, Renaults of this world, of course. But we have an automotive industry and also a large automotive industry with a total turnover of about 25 billion euros. And about 50,000 jobs, but it's mainly a supplier industry. So we don't have the OEMs, of course, DAF Trucks, VDL with buses, for example, and Ibusco and some others as OEM. But mainly it's about suppliers, high-tech suppliers for the international automotive industry. And that's also what you see here on this slide with facts. It's about export and internationalization, because the Netherlands has a small internal market when it's about automotive. So almost everything what we produce, what we make, where we have new ideas is for export. 90% with Germany, one of the most important partner, of course. And also high tech, like I said, but also a really good recognized automotive sector. And this is now not our report, it's Roland Burger, is a famous automotive consultant. He makes every year the Automotive Disruption Radar, and we are quite proud that the Netherlands is there ranked #1. And I think in the latest version, which is just new, we are on the 2nd place, but really high positioned over here. Okay, let's jump a little bit more in depth in smart and green mobility. What's happening over there? Well, just like in the rest of the world, we have to change. We have to work on decarbonization, and digitalization is going to help us. In this slide, you see some of the national policy targets from the Netherlands, where we try to work together, public-private, to achieve those targets. In active mobility, so we want less car kilometers, and we want a more flexible mobility system with even more bicycle kilometers than we have now. You know, the Netherlands as a country where we have more bikes than inhabitants, so that's quite a target. But also on electric cars, we have quite high ambitions, maybe even higher than the European ambitions. In logistics, very important sector for the Netherlands, we have really high ambitions, and also, of course, also with sustainable energy carriers. And we try to do that with within our mind, the automotive roadmap, which we make together with our members. And that roadmap is focused on, of course, the 3 zeros: zero emission, zero congestion, and zero accidents. And then we have active programs over there on smart mobility, green mobility, but of course also manufacturing, because end of the day you have to produce also these solutions, and materials, which is very important. And the last one not to forget, really important, I think, for every company now, is about human capital. We need smart people. There's a big competition in this world, so it's for us also a privilege to work together with educational institutes to connect those with companies and to work on human capital part. Well, that's nice roadmap and nice views and long-term targets and blah de blah, I would say, but we also want to make it concrete and work on it really. And I have 3 examples of big projects which are now running, where a lot of companies are participating in, and well, maybe in the future your company could also be one of the partners over here. The first one is about hydrogen, and we call it the Green Transport Delta as an umbrella, but this one is focused on hydrogen. A big project, almost 37 million, with DAF trucks in the lead, because DAF trucks, of course, also has to change from the combustion engine to a more sustainable way. So they are working on to use hydrogen in the combustion engine, but there are also partners in this project working on fuel cells and on the tank infrastructure, because you can have a truck riding on hydrogen, but where to tank, it's also crucial. So in this national project funded by national government, with 20 partners, we are working on these 3 aspects. It's really important to do that in a big collaboration with also the knowledge institutes. The second one is about electrification, because hydrogen is not the only solution. You could also talk about battery electric. And also there we have a big project running now, 36 million, 22 million funding, where VDL is in the lead. VDL, very big, I think, well-known company with a lot of companies inside the organization. Netcar is one of the most prominent ones, of course, producing cars, but they are also in the transition towards electrification and the battery packs, and this is what this project is about. So Green Transport Delta, electrification. Then the third one and the last one to mention is about digital infrastructure for mobility of the future. Self-driving cars were already mentioned. Well, we are not there yet. We have a lot of solutions already in our cars, ADAS solutions, advanced driver assistance systems. But to achieve those self-driving cars, we also need a digital infrastructure. And that's where also the Netherlands has a good track record. Because those cars have to communicate with each other, they have to share a lot of data together, and it has to be, yeah, of course, in a safe way. So this is what this project is about. Again, with a lot of partners, 60 million budget in total, 30 million subsidy from national government to work on the digital infrastructure for the future. TomTom, the navigation company, you know, well known of course, is in the lead. And in their roadmap of the future, it's not only about navigation, but really about maps. Because those self-driving cars, they need to know where they are. So they need a precise map, which is updated every second, you could say. And you can use a lot of data coming out of those cars to make that map up to date. That's what this project, one of the targets of this project. So I can talk a lot about smart and green mobility solutions. These are just 3 examples of what we are doing. And besides this, to build those consortia and projects, we are of course also a cluster organization where we try to connect people, try to represent our industry nationally, internationally. Just come back from a mission to France where Sekisui was also one of the participants, and we made a deep dive there in the battery ecosystem, which is going to be built up over there with 3 gigafactories. So we are here also to help you, and let's try to collaborate as much as possible also with DoJet, because we have since long time relations with Japan, and we want to work on this because I think there is a nice connection possible. And with Yanai-san, we are also busy with maybe thinking about a mission to Japan, and Edwin will for sure support us over there. So that's from my side the presentation. Please reach out to us when you have ideas about collaborating with us, working together, being active in such projects, and let's make this a great day.